Okay, Chief. We got questions here. So when I spoke with Captain Ailing this morning. He mentioned that he had informed the city manager's office that police had responded to a situation at the home.
I informed the city manager's office Monday or Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. So the last Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay. Did you speak? Do you know who specifically that you spoke with? Was it Miss Hill? The assistant?
Yes.
The assistant city manager?
Assistant city manager Penny Hill.
Okay. Do you know at that point, do you have any idea what Miss Hill did with that information?
The only information I've got is she sent an email to the department heads, and that's the only thing I know for sure.
Okay. You know, from our conversations with commissioners, it's our understanding that they were not aware that police and fire were involved in responding to this incident. You know, they were just told that Mr. Ottenweiss had a medical emergency and that he was in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Would you ever be able to inform city commissioners of your department's involvement in a police investigation around this?
Our protocol, I don't go directly to city commissioners or the mayor. My obligation is to report it to the city manager's office.
Do you think that the city manager, Ms. Hill, should have disclosed to commissioners that the city police department was involved in this?
I can't answer for her, Mike. That was her decision to make.
Okay. So there's some discrepancies about how this call was originally characterized. It came in at 911 as a disorderly, I believe. Or dispatch logged it as a disorderly in their system.
Correct.
I think somebody told me that you were on IPR, I think this morning, calling it more of a medical emergency or a medical response.
That's what it was logged as after it settled down. It
Okay.
was a medical assist call.
Who called 911?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Someone from the home, but I don't know if it was. It may have been his wife. It may have been somebody else that was present there. I don't know for sure.
Who was, now again, when I talked to Captain Ailing this morning, he said that this was turned over to the sheriff's department. I'm sorry, he said first there was a consultation with Bob Cooney.
Correct.
He was brought in. He said that happened on Thursday, I believe. Is that your understanding, when Mr. Cooney was involved?
I think it was Wednesday, but it could have been Thursday.
Okay. Why did city police decide to consult with Mr. Cooney?
To get some direction on where the investigation should go.
And was there anything after police and fire responded to the home? Did anything happen between then and Wednesday which led police to decide to consult with Mr. Cooney? Were there any other developments which led to Mr. Cooney being brought in?
Not probably after that occurred on Monday. Probably not after Monday morning, not too much. We looked at it and I wanted some advice from Mr. Cooney, so Captain Ailing met with him. And it was at that time we decided to have the sheriff's department pursue an investigation into the entire matter.
The reason I'm asking, and I'm not trying to kind of beat a dead horse here, but what I'm trying to pin down is why there were several days that passed before Mr. Cooney was consulted.
The medical issues there had something to do with the delay.
Okay. Did city police originally treat this as as a criminal, as something that needed to be investigated for a possible criminal matter?
No, not initially.
It was initially treated as a medical matter?
Correct.
By city police?
Correct.
And then, and again, so I hear you on that, and I'll have this be the last time I ask this, but what changed between when it was originally treated as a medical matter and when Mr. Cooney was brought in and possibly there was a possible need for a criminal investigation?
Nothing changed. The reason I wanted that done is because of the relationship between city departments and the city manager. I didn't want any appearances of cover-up or improprieties, so I decided to let another agency handle the investigation.
Okay. Was Mr. Ottenweiss, was he ever arrested?
No,
Was he ever put into, taken into custody, put into handcuffs?
not into handcuffs, no.
Okay. He was transported to the hospital, though.
Correct.
Are there any potential, was anybody else transferred to the hospital? Was there any other transportations to the hospital?
No.
And there was no, is this, and you don't know who called, you don't know who made the original call from somebody from the home? Which I'm not
Somebody
sure
from
who.
the home.
Okay. Did this incident involve any weapons?
No,
Any drugs?
not to my knowledge.
Alcohol?
I don't know that for sure. You can check with Munson Hospital and they can let you know.
Okay. Is there anyone who's, as part of this investigation, is being considered like a victim?
Not at this time. You'd have to check with the Sheriff's Department to confirm that, because once they took this over, I have not then had very little contact with the Sheriff's Department in regards to this matter.
Okay. Did city police, and I might be kind of retraining on stuff I asked, but did city police conduct any sort of their own investigation before it was turned over to the Sheriff's Department?
Not as a criminal matter, no.
Okay. Any reports generated by city police?
No. There's been statements generated, but not here to the Sheriff's Department.
Okay. Did city police, did they collect any evidence?
No.
Okay. So I think one question I have, a lot of times when you see this, when there's a possibility that a police agency is called to the scene and then they get there and they might face a possible conflict of interest, they will immediately bring in an outside agency. They'll call state police or they'll call somebody to take over at the scene. But that didn't happen in this case.
It did not.
Why didn't that happen in this case?
Because it was treated as a medical call. And that's the way the Traverse City Police Department handled this call, as a medical issue.
Okay. And you've said that you're not going to disclose anything about medical conditions or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Why was this never brought up during our media briefings, that police were involved and brought to this, brought to the city manager's house, and that it was then referred to the prosecutor?
Well, the information I received is that morning at the briefing, there were 3 or 4 disorderly calls that were dispatched. We bring the entire call log down every morning. And anytime somebody wants information on a specific call or a complaint that they see, they ask for that information. That was not asked for. And the medical issues surrounding it, there wouldn't have been much of a report anyway, much of a follow-up anyhow, because that information we can't release.
And might seem like a stupid question, but why can't that information be released?
Medical issues?
Yeah.
HIPAA.
Okay. So I think, we're pretty much, I think I've run through everything. I want to just make sure I got this. So Ms. Hill was informed of this matter. And what day did you say that happened? Was that on Tuesday, you said?
Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Let me just make a quick look here and make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's all I've got. Chief, is there anything that you would like to add about this?
No, not right now, Mike. Let's see where the Sheriff's Department investigation goes, and they can give you that status of that as soon as they have it, which probably won't be too long. I don't know. It's going to be up to the prosecutor's review to look over everything before that's closed.
Okay. I think Nate Alger told me it'd be probably about Friday, he thought, before they'd be closing that investigation, so we'll see.
Well, I think it was your article that indicated it'd be sometime late this week.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I spoke with him this morning. He said Friday,
Okay.
so The only other thing, Chief, I was going to ask you is if there's any way that we can get a hold of you, after hours. I mean, I came by yesterday afternoon looking for you about 3:30. You weren't around. Captain Ailing and Captain O'Brien weren't around, and
Well, Captain Ailing said that he thought you were here at 2:30.
no,
I was right here.
It was 3:30.
I left here about 20 after 3 to go to a meeting, and then I left for the day after that. You've got everybody down there should have my cell phone number.
That might be the case. I didn't know where it was. Now, Matt Troutman usually handles this. Obviously,
I'll give it to you right now.
He's gone. Yeah, that'd be great. Go ahead with it.
218-2894.
All right. Well,
That's
thanks.
for your use or your orders. I don't want it published in the record.
We would never publish that.
Okay.
All right, Chief. Thanks again.